going, folks? So the band Don't Drop the Sword has recently released a brand new single called Demon Divine. Now, some months back, I checked out the band for the first time. I believe it was their song Sands of Time, and I was quite impressed. So I've been looking forward to some new material from these folks. And here we are. I think it's from an upcoming new album. I'm not quite sure when this bad boy is going to drop, but still, lo and behold, we have a new song, and I'm stoked. I'm really, really stoked to see what else these guys got. So without further ado, let's give this bad boy a listen, shall we? Rangers, go.
So fragile a gift, yet squandered, alas, on a spirit too light for the fright to be phased, shunned and condemned by the truth of his sight, piercing so fiercely the fearsome young mind day and night.
bride, be a maiden so noble and fair. I'll be a courtly knight, entwined in love, we bid farewell to despair, and wish me vanquished by pride. A bride, be a maiden so noble and fair. I'll be a courtly knight, entwined in love, we bid farewell to despair, and wish me vanquished by pride.
So right off the rip, I just can't help but say these guys definitely have to be influenced by Blind Guardian. You know, this really had those Blind Guardian vibes in there, especially with those acoustic moments, which I love those acoustic moments. They were really, really cool. The acoustic guitar and the more subdued vocals, you know, I really enjoyed that. It had that medieval kind of bard sort of style again, a lot like what Blind Guardian somewhat pioneered. But then it also starts ripping, has some speedy moments and some nice melodies and all of that good stuff. Now, I will say, because I'm always going to be honest with you folks, a solid song, but it never really breaks out of the solid category. You know, it's good. Great guitar work. I love how the bass is really kind of ripping throughout the whole thing. The drums really solid. The vocals, everything is just really, really solid. You know, but I can't really go beyond that because a lot of it sounds familiar. You know, whether it's Blind Guardian vibes or not, the melodies, the riffs, a lot of it just sounds very, very familiar. Even the chorus, the melody, the song feels comfortable. You know, it really just does not rise beyond solid. And again, you know, it's comfortably solid because, yes, the musicianship, the vocals, all of that, really, really good. Really, really good. You know, there's not much I can critique about it. But the song itself, it just, it comes and goes. And as I was listening, I was like, you know, this is good. You know, this is solid. I'm enjoying this, but there's not really too much lasting power to it. So by the time it ended, it's not really something that I feel like I have to jump back in and give it another listen, because it just falls a little bit short of that category, of that feeling where, oh man, this is just uh, incredible. I have to jump back in. I have to give it another listen. It just feels very, very comfortable. And I don't say that to as a detriment or as a actual like real critique to the band, because again, I love the riffs. I love the speedy nature that the guitar picks up. I love those acoustic moments. The solos are really solid. Again, I love the bass work. I love the drum work. Killer vocals. I love how the vocals really, once the song picks up, you get that scream and it takes off. It's one of those songs where I like it. I like it, but I want to like it more, and it all kind of culminates in a sound, in a melody that I've heard before, and it just like I want it to rise above, but it sits squarely in the solid category. And again, like I said, I mean, there's not too much I can pick on because it was all done really well. These are very talented folks. It's a well constructed song. It's nice to listen to, and I enjoyed it. So it's one of those things where I enjoyed the song, but then there's just that little bit where it's like, I feel like I've heard this before. It's comfortable, and I wanted a little bit more, maybe, And so, yeah, that's kind of where I sit on this bad boy. Again, I really enjoy this band. Talented folks. I look forward to what they're bringing in the future. I hope we have an album on the horizon because I really, really want to check that out. I really want more from these folks. But this single here, it falls in that weird category where I enjoy it, but I just want more. So that's kind of where I sit. It feels too familiar. It feels like it walks too much of a traveled path to where it just doesn't quite stand out from the pack. So, it's like you have this well-traveled path, and then you have a path that really kind of takes that and takes it to another level, but it just doesn't quite veer into that path. It stays on a well-trodden path, and again, it kind of just blends in with the noise of other songs of this ilk. And that's that. I mean, I really don't know what else to say about it other than that. So, solid. I enjoyed it, but just didn't quite rise beyond where I feel like it needs to rise beyond in order to really set itself apart, really capture the listener, really beg to be listened to again and again. I listened to it, I enjoyed it, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to jump right back into it. I appreciate it, but that's kind of where that ends for me. So, it's a tough landscape out there, and again, very, very solid, but anywho, I think I've let y'all know my opinion enough. Let me know, folks, in the comments down below. Yeah, I mean, whereas Sands of Time really, really blew me away, this one, it doesn't blow me away. It's impressive, and I enjoyed it, but that wow factor just isn't quite there. So let me know in the comments down below, folks. What do you think of this song here? If you're longtime listeners of Don't Drop the Sword, what are your thoughts? If, like me, you've only listened to Sands of Time and Demon Divine, how does this one stack up for you to Sands of Time? How are you feeling about this song? Let's talk about it in the comments down below, and I'll catch you all next time. Ranger.